Hi guys. So I wanted to do my video where I talk about my setup. So this is my traveler's notebook in wide. This is what I talked about in my last setup video. I mentioned how I had another one that was larger. So this is the typical size that you would expect from a traveler's notebook. This is actually in wide, so it's actually just probably a smidgen wider than you would expect to see if you looked at any generic one, which is why mine fits the Kahir book. So I'm not really sure if I'm saying that correctly, but that's why mine fits it. As I said before, this is leather. I would be worried about just throwing this in my bag. I do not just throw it in my bag. I actually don't use it as much as I would like to because I absolutely love it. If you are a Doctor Who fan, then you're aware that this is modeled after River Song's, her journal, her notebook, and the Doctor gave her her journal when she first met him as River so that she could keep track of all of their travels, and this is modeled after it. So I got it from AltGuild, and that'll be linked below, of course. But it's just stunning. So you can order if you decide that you would like to order from him. I'll just fill you in real quick. You let him know which style you want. So there's a bunch of different styles on his site, and most of them can be made several different ways. You can get, I think it's a pocket, a field note, the regular size, or wide. You can get it with 1 or 2 elastics to go around the front, and you can also get it with, I think, between 1 and 4 elastics on the inside. I chose to get it with 4 elastics on the inside. I thought that it would be just, safer. So that's what I decided to do. Just because this way, if I want to add more to it, since it is a wide journal, I could switch from the Kahir books, which I still don't know if I'm saying that right, but I could switch from these books to the regular size books, and I could put more journals in here if I wanted to. And that is part of the beauty of it. My planner friend that I keep telling you guys about, again, she's the one who did our guest planner video in August. She has assured me that we will be able to put a rivet on here so that I can put a pen loop. Until then, I've been really lazy, and I just kind of stick the pen in the side and wrap it around, and that kind of keeps it. But like I said, I have not been using that a lot, and part of the reason for that is that I know that I don't currently have a pen loop, and I worry that the pen will get lost. So I feel like if I just keep it in one spot, which is not the spot that it was supposed to be, the idea behind this whole journal, the way that I justified it, was I needed a journal to keep literally in my bed, literally in the bed, like not even next to the bed, in the bed, so that when I woke up before my alarm, I could wake up, roll over, grab my journal, and write down, and that's supposed to be in this front book. I haven't decorated this one yet because I'm going to have a whole video for how I have decorated my other ones. But the idea was I could wake up, roll over, grab my journal, and write down whatever I'm thinking about. I don't have to have it be organized. It doesn't have to be pretty. I can just write down whatever it is that I'm thinking of that is keeping me from going back to sleep. Conveniently, I haven't actually had that happen a lot recently. That used to be something that happened to me a lot, which again is how I justified buying this gorgeous, gorgeous journal. So I decided I would, get this journal, and then my plan was, so this was just going to be like my dumping book. I was just going to, at any given time, just go into it, and I actually bought these lined. I think this is this last one, and I'm not going to go onto a page where I actually have writing. This one was my journal, and it is actually in grid because my planner friend gave it to me. They are the Moleskine, which I don't love the paper. That's why I'm using, this is actually a ballpoint pen. I got it from the Target dollar spot. And I have this one specifically because the Moleskine paper does not really, it doesn't take writing well, in terms of if you want to use a gel pen. Like if you use a gel pen, you can easily smear it. This is the same thing I talked about in my other video because they're also Moleskine books. It will smear very easily. You really can't use a gel pen. You have to use a ballpoint pen basically in these books. I don't love ballpoint pens, and when I started to fall in love with planning, that, like, love for anything but a ballpoint pen, like, increased. So where I would use ballpoint pens before, I almost, like, I don't even know how to phrase it. I just really hate ballpoint pens now. I do feel like they definitely have a point and purpose. I just don't want them. I just don't want them in my life. I don't want them in my day, and I don't need them. That's how I feel. So I don't love this pen, but I do think it's pretty. I just wish that it didn't, you know, have such terrible ink in it. But anyway, so this is Grid. All of these, the rest that I have purchased are Moleskine. They're also Moleskine, but these are lined. But because they're Moleskine, they have that folder in the back, which is nice because my Traveler's Notebook does not have any type of folder. So this is one where if I were going to use it, and again, as I said in my other video, I don't think that I'm going to be switching from my wonderful, I absolutely love my ring system. I am obsessed with it. I think it's fantastic. I, like, have been trying to get some of my planner friends to go to a ring system. I actually got one of them to go, and I'm working on another one now. Like, I love my ring system, and I also really, really love my Malden. Like, I think it's gorgeous. I really am a big fan of it. I think the pockets are beautiful. I think the leather is beautiful, and I just love it. But I do really love this book. Although I will say that one of the things that he does say this when he sends it out to you, the elastic is loose to me, and he does specify that because people are weird about how tight they want their elastic to be, he leaves it loose and then you can kind of fix it later. I have not fixed it yet. I'm not sure if I want to fix it, but it does feel like it's too loose to me. It doesn't feel like everything is secure. But anyway, the idea was, I have 4 books in here, as I said, and I actually got one with 4 elastics, and I'm probably going to leave it at 4 books. If I end up turning it into my planner ever, I would definitely be getting additional inserts, because I would want, like, a folder insert. I would probably want, not necessarily a wallet insert, but something with pockets. That would be, you know, inserts I'd be looking at getting, and they would definitely need their own elastic. But the idea was, and you know, just in case, I figured I didn't want to have to buy, this was very expensive. I definitely feel like you get what you pay for, and this is wonderful quality, and I love this cover. I am so glad that I bought it. I think it's absolutely stunning. But it was definitely over $100, which is a lot for, like, when I started getting into planning, I didn't think that I would ever be spending that much. Originally, when I got into planning, I was using Erin Condren, so I was like, well, $50, there you go, that's it. And I figured that would be it. So, for me to spend over $100 and then not be able to have this have versatility, that was not really an option for me. So my immediate decision was, I'm going to get the most amount of elastics in case I want to change my mind for what I want to use it for later. I would rather have too many and leave some empty, instead of not have enough and then, like, be really upset later. So anyway, as I was saying, completely got distracted. So this book right now is blank. It is my dumping book. I haven't really been using it, and I should probably move it back to my bedroom so that I'm more likely to use it. But this is the dumping book. This is where I just put anything at all that I'm thinking. It can be about my personal life. It can be about my friends. It can be about my plans. It can be about my teaching, my school assignments, whatever I'm thinking, whatever is making me not be able to sleep, whatever keeps repeating in my mind so that I'm not able to sleep, I'm just going to put that in this book. Unlike these smaller field note size books, these are not perforated, so if I did decide at any point that I wanted to take out a page, it would ruin the integrity of the... Oh, no, they are perforated. How come they don't look perforated on the other side? Maybe they're not perforated on this side. That's, very odd. So the second half of the book is perforated and not the first. That's very odd to me. I'm sorry. I just discovered that, and I feel like I would share it with you immediately. But anyway, so this is my dumping book. The second book, which I didn't label, and I don't know why I didn't label it, but the second book is supposed to be more of a bullet journal type deal, but only in the sense that in this book, things are going to be organized. So it's supposed to be all the information from the dumping book, but organized. So I would eventually want to number the pages. I would want to make an index. I would want to keep track of what was going where. That was the plan for this book. And it is still the plan for this book. I don't know why I haven't labeled it yet. But this is basically the organized version of the dumping book. So it's an organized dump. So that's the second book. And I just wanted to decorate kind of really simply. Like, I really like owls, and I really liked this washi. I'm not sure you can really read it. It says, achieve, never give up, my goals, and I love this. And then obviously I just have the lovely watercolor washi as well. And then a half box from Delightful Lemon. But I was just trying to find things that were, you know, kind of inspiring to make me want to deal with the mess that was supposed to be the dumping book, which again, this book is eventually going to be decorated. I just wanted to do a video on it because I really enjoyed decorating these and I felt like it was nice. I feel like my decorations are kind of minimalistic, but they're also, you know, pretty. So I felt like that was good. Like, I feel like this isn't too much. I definitely feel like there are some that are completely gorgeous, and this is not one that I would definitely be like, oh yeah, top 10, gorgeous, definitely. No. It's definitely simplistic, but I feel like it is pretty. It's definitely not one where I'm going to be like, what was this book for again? No, like, I'm clearly going to know even without the half box label. The third book, and I tried to organize this as well to also kind of be very clear, and I haven't used it yet. I actually put some stuff in this book as opposed to in this book, but the third book is supposed to be, I write a lot, and sometimes I will come up with stuff while I'm laying in bed, and I don't want to get up and put it and like go deal with it and immediately type it up. I'm lazy and I don't want to move. So my plan was, if I dedicate a book to it, I can have this third book be like all my fic ideas. Sometimes it's a whole scene that I think out. Sometimes it's just part of a scene. Sometimes it's just a couple of lines or an action that I can see really clearly in my head. I feel like, I don't know if any of you are writers and if you guys have this issue. Sometimes my characters in my head make me feel like I'm a little bit crazy because I feel like I have zero control over them. So if one of them is being a particular nag and like really wants me to know about something that he or she is intent that they have done, like, that's a good time for me to take out this book and write it down so that I don't forget it, but so that they stop nagging me. And then this fourth book, and I chose this very specifically, I tried to have this one be very, very positive. I chose a sticker, I don't remember who this is by, I want to say it's Planner Pandemonium, and it is, after every storm, the sun always shines. And then I also have, this is from, well, these over here, let me rephrase. This is from Delightful Lemon. This is from Mio Carta Pesta. This is one that I made. These are Michael's washi. These are I'll Plan With You. This is Pookie Bear Design. No, Pookie Bear Cutie. And I think this is Design Pandemonium or Pandemonium Designs or something like that. It's one of the early stickers that I got, and it's been over a year now, so I'm not really positive. But I tried to make this one look very, very positive, very bright, very happy. So the idea of, yes, there is rain, because sometimes crazy nonsense shit happens in my life. But after every storm, the sun will shine again. That's why we have this yellow up here. And the idea that, so Patti LuPone is like my favorite actress ever. So that's why there's a sticker of her here, and there's a sticker of here. Because I wanted to remind myself that sometimes you have to work to be fabulous, which is what I feel like Patti LuPone had to do and what I feel like J.K. Rowling had to do. You have to work sometimes to make good things happen in your life. But then also, she had a really, really terrible, rough time when she was publicly fired from Sunset Boulevard back in the mid-90s. And she said that it took her like Prozac and a lot of therapy to come back from that. So I chose a sticker of her in costume for Sunset Boulevard, and I wrote, Patti made it through sunset. So that's supposed to remind me that no matter what is happening, I can get through it, because I struggle a lot with depression and anxiety, and I took myself off medication when I was in college, and I don't know, well, I do know why I did that. I did that for quite a few reasons. One of them was I was contemplating eventually selling my eggs slash donating my eggs, except not really donating because it's a very long and painful process. So since people can sell their sperm, I was like, I'm gonna sell my eggs because that's a great way to make money. But I didn't want like them to look at my genes and be like, so you're on medication for being depressed and anxious, and I'm not really sure that we want to buy your eggs. So I was like, I'm gonna take myself off my medication, which was a terrible idea. But I did it for that reason, and I also did it because my medication had me feeling really gray. So, and I don't want to really show a page where I have writing. But I use this book, and I have used this book. I've used quite a few pages. I use pages to journal, and I also use pages to start to write fic. But the idea is, this book is supposed to be my journal, because this was before I had this book, so that's why the fic wasn't in there. But anyway, this book is supposed to be my journal, and the idea is I can write whatever I'm thinking or feeling. I can just fill the page, and I now live alone, so I don't have to worry about anyone finding it and using this information against me and trying to be like, Alyssa, this is makes me worry. No, I need a place where I can write down any erratic, crazy thought that I'm having, because if I keep them in my head, I will lose my mind. So this last book is supposed to be my journal. So that's really the setup I have for this. I have seen a lot of really impressive setups for the Traveler's Notebooks, and I'm super envious of the people who are able to turn this into their like planner, and they're able to like draw their own. Oh my god, I can't even imagine that. People draw their own like weekly spreads, and I'm so impressed. I don't know if that sounds facetious, but like, I'm really serious. I'm very impressed by that. I can't imagine it, but this is what I have so far, and I do like this system. I know that there are a lot of people who are trying to like go back and like do less in terms of how many planners they have, but I feel like right now I'm happy with my idea to have 3. I have my daily / weekly planner, and I carry that. I pretty much put it in my purse at all times, or it's in my work bag. Like, I always have that. This one is supposed to stay at home, and it's really supposed to stay on my bed so that at any given time I can grab it. I'm really worried about losing the pen in my bed though, and that makes me anxious and hesitant. So I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to like go to Courtney's house and get the pen loop put on or something, because like, this is unacceptable. I need to be using this, and I would like to be using it because I paid a lot of money, and I also feel like it'd be very helpful for me to use it. And then I have the one that I showed you guys last week, and I use that for school. As you can see, it is taking me a little bit longer to adapt and use the new ones, basically. I've been using a weekly and monthly planner since summer of 2015. So just over a year and a half-ish. No, just over a year, almost a year and a half. And no, I'm still doing that wrong. 15 months. There we go. It's not a year and a half yet. So I'm about 15 months, a little over, maybe 16 months. And I've been using that, and I use it religiously, and I use it all the time. Like, I put everything in there. I'm tracking my spending in there. I'm tracking monthly and weekly goals. I'm doing all of that. Whereas these new planners, I bought them during the summer, and I didn't have everything set up all at once. When I originally got my planner in 2015, I bought an Erin Condren, so everything was there for me already. I didn't have to wait to get other pieces to put in and pull it together. Everything was ready. And then when I switched from the Erin Condren to the ring bound, I had already purchased things, so everything was, again, already ready. Whereas this, you know, everything was coming in at different times. The books would come in, but I didn't have the Traveler's Notebook, like, outside. Or one of them came in and the other one didn't come in, and then the books would come in, and it wasn't all together. And then when I finally sat down to try to put it all together, it was kind of, I wasn't ready to use them, I don't think. So I'm trying to get into the idea of using it. I think that the idea is really great, but I also really feel like I am obsessed with the idea of bullet journaling, and I cannot for the life of me. Like, I keep watching videos, and I cannot for the life of me figure it out. I don't, like, this is supposed to be a brain dump. and then an organized brain dump bullet journal, and like I cannot for the life of me figure out how I'm gonna make it happen. I'm very like, I'm so impressed by people who I've seen videos by. But anyway, so this is my Traveler's Notebook wide, I guess, edition or general size. I'm positive that this book is wider than a regular Traveler's Notebook. But I like it. I feel like it'll work well for me. But I will definitely keep you guys posted. I don't know when I'll be doing a check-in, but I'm hoping to do a check-in with all 3 planners sometime after the new year. So sometime after January has started, maybe mid-January or so. I'm hoping to do a video where I tell you guys how I've been doing, if I've been doing better, and, you know, what I'm still using, what I think might have to go, what might be changed, all of that. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them below. I'm always open to new suggestions. If you have an idea for a pen loop, because again, I don't know what I'm going to do about this until I like get a pen loop. It makes me feel very nervous. Like I feel like it's not going to stay, which is one of the reasons I have not put it in my bed yet. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I would really appreciate it if you know of a great place to get a pen loop. I actually considered contacting the seller and like shipping it back to get a pen loop put on, but because the pen loops are also in leather, I'm not sure what size to get, so I feel like the best bet would be to do kind of an elastic pen loop, even though I feel like it would look tacky on this gorgeous leather planner. So I don't know exactly what I want to do. My friend also talked about a pen loop that would like go in here and like wrap around the same way, but then there was a pen loop like here. I don't know. I have to talk to her, and if you guys have any suggestions, I would definitely appreciate them. But that is my video. That is my setup for my Traveler's Notebook. That's how I'm planning to use it, and I hopefully will be able to do so. We'll see what happens. Clearly, I've not been very successful yet, but wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed it and to make more videos like it. And if you would like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. I try to post new planner videos at least twice a week. Sometimes I can get into 3 or 4 times a week, but twice a week is what I can guarantee, and I don't want to, you know, overpromise, underdeliver. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great week. Bye, guys.